Right, hello everyone. So you're all very welcome to this short briefing session on the Digital Learning Institute's continuous education program. My name is John Kilroy and I'm founder of the Digital Learning Institute. For those that don't know DLI, our mission is very simple. It's around elevating standards when it comes to online learning and digital education and helping organizations with the whole area of AI literacy. So we're very much focusing on empowering our students to drive innovation and standards in the whole area of education and upskilling. So I guess if we look at where education and learning is at the moment, it's going through a period of pretty significant disruption. Okay, so if you are someone that's working in a corporate learning and development department, you're going to be tasked with driving pretty significant upskilling requirements. You're going to have to look at how you showcase value there with limited resources. And equally, if you're working in education now, you're going to have to be looking at alternative modes of delivery, how you engage with academia, and making sure that students are having a really positive learning experience. And then on top of that, then you bring generative AI into the mix, and that is driving the pace of change and the pace, I guess, of options that are available, both in terms of what we upskill on, but equally in terms of how we upskill. So as someone who's a professional in this area, it's really, really important that you're constantly looking to see how you can future-proof your skills. And that's both in terms of making sure that you're consistently adding value in the role that you're doing today, but equally making sure that you continue to stay relevant throughout your career and as you transition between various roles, and that you're looking to make sure that you're, I guess, staying really focused on that as well. Okay, so in that context then, and in terms of framing that, I suppose, where we are in the world of learning and education, the purpose of continuous education in the Digital Learning Institute is really about giving you access to flexible and diverse, but ultimately impactful learning experiences, so that you can constantly and on an ongoing basis advance your skills in this area. Okay, and one of the, I suppose, most exciting things about continuous education coming into this year is that we have framed it, and this is very much based on feedback from our community around this idea of monthly design sprints. So I guess what monthly design sprints do, there's probably four benefits, right? First thing they do is they provide both structured learning, but also the opportunity for flexibility as well. So if you want to dip in and dip out and look at particular things, or if you want to go through a bit of a structure, that opportunity is there for you as well. The second big benefit of it is that it gives you an opportunity to work on real life problems. So we'll be setting problems on a monthly basis, and you'll have to really engage and look at solutions for that as well. But that also then brings you into the third benefit, which is the opportunity to showcase those solutions and engage with a community on a particular problem in terms of having a tangible conversation and having a tangible topic to engage with. And that's a big part of continuous education, is that community-based learning. And then the fourth benefit is making sure that you have an opportunity to get credentials on an ongoing basis. So as you go throughout the year, you're constantly credentialing your skills as you go from one design sprint to the next. So that's very much, I guess, the structure of continuous education this year and some of the benefits that provides. And so to give you an example, for example, you'll see here on the visual that what we like to do is theme every month. So whether that's in things like accessibility or AI and so on, in January, we theme the month around the whole area of learning design. So we set a problem so if you're working in corporate learning, the problem was around the whole area of performance-based learning and on-the-job learning and how you can scale that. In the education space, we looked at the whole area of feedback for learners and how that can be scaled as well. And our community worked through that throughout the month. And if you look at some of the feedback that we got from some of the people that participated in those design sprints, so Kat, for example, who's a CDLP, was surprised by the level of engagement and the opportunity to develop her ideas while interacting at the same time. Okay, and that was obviously, you're getting that kind of exposure to what some of the other ideas are from other people in the community as well. Robin as well talked about that idea of kind of dealing with real world problem solving, but getting the help from the entire community. So you get a sense then of really what we're trying to do here with the design sprints as well. Chris, for example, felt that we're part of a community. We're not working in isolation. Again, so again, while you might be looking at your own problem, you're also looking to see what the community is doing as well. And this idea from Sarah about kind of reinforcing your learning and taking maybe learning that you would have done with DLI, maybe in structured qualifications, and really advancing that now. So these are just kind of giving you some insights into the practical benefits that people are getting from continuous education. So behind continuous education, like I said, it's about making sure that you're staying relevant, that you're adding value, and you're future-proofing your skills. And there's a number of, flexible learning opportunities behind it, ranging from things like the design sprints to access to a library of micro-credentials. We've got quarterly career guidance sessions for those that are making a transition in their career, on-demand access to up-to-date tools and templates, the opportunity to engage with your community like you've seen already. But also really important as well is a big focus for continuous education is making sure that our students maintain your designation. I'll speak briefly about that later in terms of what's involved in that. Okay, so just to give you a bit of insight what's behind each of those as well. So this is an example of our calendar for the first 6 months of the year. You can see there's a breadth of webinars. We got quarterly career guidance sessions, and then you'll see then we've got our monthly sprints, which is themed in things like learning design, AI for learning, immersive learning, and so on. And every month then we'll have a launch of the problem. We'll have our masterclass with a leading speaker, but also an opportunity at the end of the month then to come together in a bit of what we call a hackathon, where you'll have the opportunity to showcase some of your solutions and digest them and ultimately get feedback from both the community and some of the learning mentors as well. And then if you look at also then at more the self-paced flexible learning, here's an example of our library of micro-credentials, which are all accredited. And you can be doing those flexibly throughout the year. And equally, we'll be launching 4 micro-credentials on a yearly basis as well to kind of keep that library up to date and relevant in terms of what's important to our community on a year-by-year basis as well. So I guess just to summarize, our community can be broken down between, we've got some of our community that are alumni and graduates, and they have finished qualifications. We got some existing students or active students, and then we'd have some part of our broader community as well. So if you're a student with DLI at the moment, you're going to get free access to all our live events. So that's things like webinars and masterclasses, and also the opportunity to engage with our monthly sprint in real time as well. You get access to our monthly newsletter, and as well as our kind of quarterly career guidance sessions as well. But as a CE subscriber, you get access to all that, but you also get access to it on demand as well, so that you can go back to it over time, which is really helpful. But on top of that, then you get ongoing access to all your course materials, and you get discounts in a number of additional courses and qualifications with DLI, whether that's additional qualifications or whether it's discounts on our live lab series and so on, and also additional kind of certification courses as well. So there's huge value in terms of the investing in that subscription with continuous education. Again, the pricing model can vary depending on whether you're a student or alumni and so on. So we will in the end of the video, then we will give a link out to the webpage where you can explore this in a little bit more detail. The last point I just want to make, so I mentioned at the start that this is about advancing your skills, but equally it's also about maintaining your designation. So in Digital Learning Institute, we have 3 designations: CDLA, which is Certified Digital Learning Associate; CDLP, which is Certified Digital Learning Professional; CDS, which is Certified Digital Learning Specialist. And I guess there'll be an expectation now in order for you to maintain your designation on a yearly basis, that you do a certain amount of continuous education. Okay, now we're given a lot of flexibility on this. So for example, you've got 2 options. So you can either complete 2 design sprints. So as you see there, we'll have 12 design sprints throughout the year. You just need to complete 2 of those, which is approximately, 4 to 5 hours of learning. Or you can do 10 hours of more flexible learning, which could be attending a webinar, engaging in a masterclass, attending, career guidance session, or completing self-paced learning like micro-credentials. And there will be an expectation that you log that throughout the year and provide some backup evidence to support that you've done it. And then we'll be spot checking those on an annual basis as well. And that's, these designations now are very much the standard in digital learning design, instructional design. So it's important from our perspective that we support our students in maintaining that and advancing their skills as well. So as I said, that is a short overview of what continuous education looks like. It's something, I think, in the context of where we are now when learning and education, is really important that you're focused on advancing your skills and ensuring that you're adding value in the role that you're in at the moment. So if you have any additional questions, please reach out to the team, and hopefully we'll get the opportunity to see you on our CE program throughout the year. Okay, thank you.
Design a better future with the Digital Learning Institute.